So, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to a special episode of Automation. What was I calling this series? An Idiot's Guide by Idiots. And
Did you really forget the title of your own series?
I only came up with it earlier.
Jesus Christ.
So, for today's episode, I have Dents with me.
Hello.
And we have discussed in previous episodes what you do when you're designing a vehicle. Yes. So, for your amusement, I'm going to plop him down and get him to make something.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
And I think to make this a bit more interesting, I'm going to give you a couple of constraints.
Oh.
The year cannot be newer than 1970.
1970.
Yes. 1980 rather.
1980. Okay.
Yeah.
Come on, game.
Yeah, give it a minute. It's a lot of cars. This will probably be a bit of a quicker episode than the other ones, but
I don't linger on car design a lot.
And then after that, we'll record the part 2 episode for you guys to enjoy.
Yeah. Let's see.
So episode 1.
What bodies do I have? I already spotted something interesting.
Yeah, there are quite a few new body types you might enjoy.
Oh, look at this. So how big of an engine can I slap into that?
You're going to design freedom on this.
Oh,
Just
awesome.
try. The only thing is try and make something that fits for the chassis you chose.
Okay.
Let's see if he's learnt any of his lessons from beforehand.
Let's see what we can do with this. Let's see. How big is it? Only 6. Fuck it.
Yeah, I'm fitting this too long.
Give it a moment.
By 300%. You're going to squeeze that in there.
Works.
No, it doesn't.
Ah.
Length.
Okay, let's see. Can we fit it in sideways?
You've got it set sideways.
Can I put it in long ways? Still doesn't.
You have to click again to reset it. It's got to recalculate it. No, the engine sliders.
Oh, we fit. Good. Let's see. How big we can make this?
Not very.
Too long? So, see, we can make it 2 liters. Let's aim for that. No. Well, if it's a rear-wheel drive, then yes. But it's gonna be a rear-wheel drive V16.
You're overborn.
Ski. Let's go. Let's zoom as many torques as possible. No quality.
I'm uncheck 4x4 and check rear-wheel drive.
Good. Let's put a turbocharger on it. Hopefully this will work. Hopefully.
Well, it's going to have ridiculous knocking anyway because of the way this game works.
Okay.
Standard UK fuel.
There we go. Dual. Oof. Let's fix this up.
I deal with the piston stress first.
Oh yeah.
You can just drop the rev limit down to 8,000 RPM. Or change the way they're made.
Oh yeah. There we go. 12 horsepowers.
Because it's knocking like crazy. Compression.
Where is it?
Back one more.
Ah, there is it.
No, that's a compressor. That's a different thing.
Oh shit. Ah, compressor. Ah, sorted.
You don't have to get rid of your compression.
Ah, no, we're knocking again.
I'm gonna upload this video next so everyone else can appreciate it.
There we go. See how many horsepowers we can get into this shit. Fourth, yeah, good. I'm happy with it. Let's see if we can boost. Yes.
Oh,
More power.
This isn't going to be one of the non-sweary videos, ladies and gentlemen, because I cannot be bothered to edit.
Oh, this is gonna be
We've
great.
already had so many. How many? Oh, good lord.
Let's see, intercoolers. No. This gives more power. More power. No, that's power. More power. Good. Let's make it richer. Oh, no. That's less power. We need more power. Good. More power. More power.
When my normal co-host returns, because he's off having lunch, there's a yeah, the Italian's off having lunch. He'll make the same joke himself.
Yeah, of course.
Don't give him any of the details about what you're building.
Oh no.
Just from what he sees.
That sounds great. The turbines are sort of dead, but still, it doesn't sound bad. Just give it a bigger exhaust. See what else can we do with it. More power, less power, more power, less power. See.
If you want more power out of that, you have to change use something like a performance race preset.
Oh. Looks interesting. Can we increase this? Yes, we can.
Useful tip for those playing as well. If you hover the mouse over the sliders and then use the scroll wheel, it moves it sections as well. So you don't need to keep clicking the button if you're moving it.
Oh, that's interesting.
For fine tuning.
I didn't know that. 6,000 looks good enough. Let's actually color this thing in something interesting. This. Make it hot pink. Yeah, we make it hot pink. Ah, that hurts. Oh. Ouch. Look at that.
Yeah, I can see it. It's disgusting.
It's perfect. Wolf cowers. Disgusting red. Good. Carve trims. Let's make it blue. Yes. Bolts. Let's make them red as red. And then intake manifold.
Looks like a clown has been sick on it.
That's perfection then. Let's make it this. Magnifico. Love it.
This is dense, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, I'm enjoying every
Scroll
second.
further over.
Oh no, we can do this.
No. Scroll further over.
Nah. This is better. It looks crazier. Let's see. When we get back to that, it's gonna be fun. Manual, 5-speed. Manual. Let's go automatic. Radial. Medium compound. Magnesium. Let's go with drums. Solid disc. Solid disc because I can suggest pistons. Done. CKM radio. Hydraulic. Standard 60s. Springs. Standard. Hey, it doesn't have any glaring faults.
one thing I'd point out with your preset suspension, I'm guessing you're probably going to want something like utility.
Yeah, might as
Because
well.
it's a big pickup truck. Well, it's a normal sized truck actually.
Oof. There's a serious underbraking going on. Yeah, it's problem solved. Let's give it bigger wheels on. Because why not? That seems about right. Here we go. Drivetrain.
Now I'm going to drop that top speed. Maybe not that much.
Well, we see where it goes. We see where it goes.
Right, you've peaked.
Right. Works.
As I said, ladies and gentlemen, as this video is only 10 minutes long at the minute, and he's pretty much finished the design aspect. What will happen is once he's finished the design work on the vehicle.
Oh, we will give it to someone who actually knows how to design it.
Yes. The resident Italian will come back in and have a look over it.
Yeah, it does the job. It has a pickup area, it steers, it goes, it survives.
Yes.
It really works.
I'll go through it one piece at a time, starting from the very beginning.
Oh, let's give it a nice color. Grey. Oof. It looks like something out of Mafia. Dutch. It looks gold. Now it looks more Dutch.
It looks like a Tonka toy.
Oh, okay, let's go medium. How does it look now? Ooh. Oh no, that's disgusting. No.
Body made of leather.
Cloth. No. Carbon. Oh, it's ugly.
Chrome truck.
Oh, this is getting worse. Oh Lord, what have we created?
Monstrosity.
Plastic. Oh no, it's actually painted.
Is it click the paint you want it to be then? Again.
Let's go with... Low flake, medium shine. Good enough. It actually doesn't look offensive. It doesn't look offensive.
I didn't say anything. I'm keeping my mouth shut. Until the end of the video. Until towards the end of the video.
Now comes the painful part. Stuffing shit on this. Let's go with this. Put them here. Yeah, it looks good enough. Rare. Fuck, we're not gonna stick anything on this.
That's what I wish I had my webcam set up. It's just a bit of a pain in the neck because of my desk and that.
Ugh, this is not gonna work anyhow.
If it doesn't work, just don't do it.
Yeah, I mean, it lights up. It's a warning.
Okay.
That doesn't work either. Most of it doesn't work, looks like. That's gonna be an interesting build. Indicators on the side. Let's go with the basic indicator. Just slap 2 here. That way it can indicate. Rails.
No. No.
Come on. No.
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 I'll put up with your normal shenanigans, but not this.
Oh, let's see if something interesting we can. It has a big nose.
Yeah, it does
It's
have a big
French.
nose. Don't go there! It's bad enough with Joe.
Oh, I'm enjoying this. Let's see if I can make this one work. Yeah, more or less. Not really.
No, you don't put the Lexus grill on it. We've already discussed this. The Lexus grill doesn't really work.
Yeah. The Lexus still uses it.
Yeah, it works on Lexus, but not anything else. It's a very particular body type you need to put that on.
I mean, well, that looks decent. Okay, vents. Does have a V16 in it. Scoop.
It's a tiny one, mind.
A tiny one, but still, it's 2 liter with the turbocharger.
Yeah.
Lips. No.
You're worried about downforce.
We don't need any of these. Fuel cap, yeah. Let's put one on it. There. The door handles. This one looks good enough. I can feel the Italian cringing from the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
What I'll do, so you guys aren't waiting around for so long, I'll pause the recording while we get our resident Italian in the room.
In the meantime, I'm gonna make myself another tea because I finished my old one.
And I'll use this as the opportunity to set up my racing wheel, ready for the episode 1 part 2.
Yeah.
Where we get to see him.
Sky.
Where we get to see him and the rest of us testing the
Cars made about
dense
ourselves.
defender. Yes, for episode 1.
Which I'm looking forward to because I seen the car. I'm really interested in how it will work.
Yeah, this has been recorded after we've uploaded episode 1 part 1 and episode 1 part 2. I'm just focusing on getting them uploaded, then I deal with making sure that they're all in the correct order.
The only thing I have a objection to, you put safety on that car.
Well, yeah, it's still gonna have some safety features.
Yes, but it's a car designed to be me in a car form. Safety with
Yeah, but
me.
it's a car you'll buy.
To be fair, that's something I would buy.
Which means we succeeded in what we were doing, which you're gonna have to discuss again in the actual episode.
Badges. Does it look Texas enough?
Does it look Texan enough? Yes. Maybe.
Good.
I don't know. I'm not really supposed to be a consultant here.
Do we have
I'm
any...
trying to keep my mouth shut so I don't give anything away for the...
Oh, I
do
know
it.
how to make it look even more Texan. Do we have a...
Don't you dare. Don't, I know what you're thinking. No, don't. No. You know that won't come over in automation, right?
Still, it looks good in this. Well, it doesn't, but it's supposed to look Texan. Like Texas people, they think their flag looks good. So there we go.
Okay.
Do you think they have the not the Union Jack, the Confederate flag? There's nothing more Texas than the Confederate flag.
Please, YouTube, don't punish me for this man.
Oh.
All opinions held by this man are his own, and I do not speak for me nor my YouTube channel.
Are we talking about cowboys here? Yeehaw! Texas!
I want to reiterate that this man does not represent my channel or myself in any way. All opinions are his own.
Oh Lord. Carville. Keeping it as is. So no need to polish a third. There we go. Miscellaneous features. Da, 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 da. How is that? Okay.
It's not what you think it is.
Is it not a snorkel?
No.
No. Oh.
Yes, yes, I did download some mods. Besides, you haven't looked at the one that's quite close to it.
Oh, come on. Perfection achieved.
Gigantic browning machine gun on the side.
Again.
Don't say it.
Oh. I'm enjoying this.
Oh, I'm enjoying this. It's just not what you'd think.
Good, good, good. I think we have everything. Let's attach a tow bar to it because... There we go. Big enough.
You sorted?
Yeah.
Okay, before you go off, I'm going to let the Italian know he can come in.
Oh, this is a horrendous mess.
So, while he's doing that, I'm going to quickly bring us over to this one so he can't see.
And special.
Yep.
Oh, it is a special call.
I'm more thinking the special edition, so it's easy to make out which is which.
2.2 liter.
Now, don't tell him anything. Let's let him find out as we go through.
Oh, yeah. I guess this was it, and then we're pausing it, aren't we?
Well, no, we won't need to. He's on his way now.
Oh, he's on his way.
Yes.
Oh, perfect. Now we just wait for the Italian to
And
show
now we
up.
wait for the pain and suffering to begin.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's pain for you. But I enjoy this car.
Yes. And
I'm
we're
guessing that's what he used.
yes, and we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Our resident Italian has returned.
Buongiorno.
So we're going to sit. So we can now sit there and watch the suffering. I will point out the fact that it took him about 20 minutes to design this.
Hence the fact I poured myself a drink.
Yes.
I'm going to need one for this. So I can
And there's Den's back. So, if you'd like to go through section by section, and why not highlight to the viewers the issues. Let's get rid of that as well. So we go through we go through each component one at a time.
For a start, that is not a light truck monocoque. That is not light truck monocoque. No. No, 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 no.
It's a truck.
So
Yes.
we're going to take over the panel material as an appropriate panel material.
I mean, you could... For the body bit at the front, yes, you could get away with aluminium. Some companies are going towards that now. Normally it is steel, but I'll let the aluminium body panel pass.
Tell you what, here's what we'll do.
For the front section.
We'll mark up.
For this bit at least.
We'll mark up his points, shall we? So every big issue we'll mark down as a point. So far, he's got a point for that. So chassis type,
Bed, I would say it should be steel, but as
it's one
it
piece.
is
You can't
one,
pick,
you
yeah.
can't have downside. Chassis type, it should be a ladder, not a light truck monocoque.
Do you want to say why, or just? Because you may as well.
The brute strength is all you need. Just a truck this big, brute strength.
Yes. So we go through chassis material. Corrosion resistant steel.
Yes, that is correct. Because we have a choice of steel, and you don't want it to rust.
Yes. Engine placement front
Front
longitudinal.
longitudinal. Yes, good. Leaf springs front and rear. Yes, well done. Right now to the...
Wait a minute. Can you go back 1 second? I'm having trouble counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'm being stupid. There you go.
I saw what was on the next screen.
Yes.
I already want to hit you
Right.
with a very large, blunt object.
Okay, heading back over to the next screen. So go over. So let's go through. For the block.
I'm glad I poured myself a drink. A V16.
Yes.
I'm going to give you a point for that. Because proper big heavy duty trucks, They usually use multi-cylinder engines.
V12s,
V12
V16s.
fittings, yeah, usually diesel, sometimes two-stroke.
We can't use diesel in this
Can't
because
use
of
diesel.
it's not in the game yet.
No. Cast iron block. Yes, good point. The capacity.
Any bigger doesn't fit.
That's the biggest engine he'll fit in there.
I was limited
What?
by space.
You got. You found the colour options.
Yes, he's,
Yes!
we'll get to that one. We'll get to that.
The Italian
Yes.
is speechless.
We need to show this to our art student.
Yes.
On this
Well, we
episode of Crime Against the Automobile Industry, we let bones touch a car.
I've already know I'm going to put for this this special description. Drinks in Italian.
Yeah, you have much more space you could use.
Oh yeah, but then it couldn't fit the turbo.
You've got plenty more length, shit tons of width, limitless height. Apologies for the
Oh, it's alright. He's already got all the swearing in.
the capacity, as I was saying earlier. That's about 10% of the size it should be. For a truck that size, you're looking around probably a 20-litre engine. Not.
I'm just going to slip in the point. Personally, I probably would have gone with either a straight 6 for a lower power vehicle or some form of V8.
V8, V12, V16 would have been okay.
I'm just thinking about squeezing in the V16.
Dual overhead cam.
Well, it was the last option.
For this sort of thing, you're looking for simplicity. So you go for push rod. However, if this is a modern engine, which I've just noticed it isn't, it's 1980. Dual overhead cams in an industrial truck. No. And neither would have an aluminium head. It would all be clog iron.
So there we are.
Because it's for strength and simplicity and cost.
How are we looking on the mark section?
Not very well.
Forged steel, crank, yes. Heavy duty forged conrod, yes. Heavy duty pistons, yes.
There you go. We're going to need the graph back for the next section.
Sorry.
Oh, well, you do it.
Compression ratio would be good if it was a diesel, but it isn't.
So are we giving them the point for
For the
the compression? Because it is a petrol.
it's poor for a petrol, but you kind of, again, you're not really looking for power, you're looking for torque.
We'll give them the point then.
Unfortunately, this has neither.
So we won't.
Yeah.
We giving them the point for that?
Because it should be a diesel. But
Well, it's a
can't be,
petrol, so it
it's
isn't. So there's no point.
petrol. I'd say ignore the compression.
Yeah. Cam profile.
Hell to the no.
That's a sports car cam
This is-
profile.
Yeah. You want that down here somewhere. You want all the torque, as much of the torque as low down as possible. Turbo. A turbocharger, yes. Again, big trucks usually turbocharge as much power and torque as possible.
Yep.
Twin turbo, yeah. Ball bearing, yeah. Intercooler is questionable. Performance preset. You want performance, but this is probably geared more for sports performance rather than grunt.
Yes.
It's boosty. Plenty of boost. However, you've got nowhere near enough power, nowhere near enough torque. Single point injection, yeah. There's the point of kind of moving away from carburetors.
Yep.
Single point EFI, again, yeah, just starting to get into that. Performance intake. You're looking for as much grunt as possible. So, yes, theoretically, as much power as you can squeeze out of it. But trucks do that with a big engine, not through sports parts. Premium fuel.
It's standard current UK fuel.
We do this properly when we have to bring in diesels.
Yeah.
It's
That's why we haven't done them ourselves yet. These
Yeah.
ones.
It's running very, very rich. Well, quite richer than it should. So the fuel economy is going to be atrocious.
8.7% fuel efficiency.
He's drinking.
I'm going to go and get the rest of the bottle if this gets any worse.
He's already halfway through the glass, ladies and gentlemen. It was full when he got in you.
Yeah. It's a small glass, I'd like to point out.
Yeah, it is a small glass.
It's a whiskey bottle.
It's not, I'm not drinking whiskey.
It's a small whiskey glass is what he's drinking.
Whiskey
Yeah.
glass with...
It's a whiskey glass with filled with
Yeah.
milk.
With, for legal reasons, is milk.
Yes. It's very creamy milk.
Yes.
Fuel mix is going to be atrocious on fuel. And ignition timing. This is you put a sports car engine in a truck. Is what you've done.
Yeah, it works.
6,000 RPM. That's sky high for a diesel, low for a petrol. Exhaust, short cast, dual exhaust. Three-way cat.
So, dual exhausts?
Oh yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. Because you want to get rid of as much of the emissions as possible, exhaust gas as possible, and it makes you've got 2 banks of cylinders, 2 exhaust pipes. Makes sense.
Diameter?
I'm guessing that's as big as you could get it to get as much power out of it.
Nope, he just picked a big number.
He's picked the biggest number possible.
Yeah.
Well, almost. It's not even maxed.
I just clicked on somewhere high enough and they just went, yeah, should good enough. I didn't adjust it whatsoever.
Catalytic converter. Being the 1980s, cats weren't mandatory back then. So you could go for none, and you get the point, and you get more power. You could probably got away with 1 muffler.
But he has put 2 in it. You
Yeah.
can kind of get the point for that.
2, yeah.
Remove all points.
Minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Minus 5 trillion for the colours. But plus 1 point for putting in the effort to actually go through the colours.
A for effort, negative a million for...
A for effort, Z for execution.
Oh, that's as atrocious as I wanted it to be.
Also, I want to point out the reliability stat.
Where is it?
That's emissions go
It's
up.
not an emission.
Up. There it is.
No, perfect.
It starts less than half of the time. It's more likely to not
Excellent.
start than start.
Excellent by Soviet standards.
Excellent by English standards.
We're all about English. It starts most of the time. It's just that
Land
it doesn't,
Rover.
just doesn't run for very long. It'll start.
Cheap service. Pretty good on emissions. Apparently it does not take up any space whatsoever. Very cheap. Man hours looks quite long. 200 hours of engineering time. Give it a quick listen to. That's a double baffled exhaust and you're still getting pops. So your turbines are suffering greatly. Now we get on to hope we don't have any Texan viewers.
Oh, yeah, I do as well. So we'll do this one for styling. What are we going to give him out of 10? I know you're not allowed negative numbers.
The headlights.
I couldn't do anything about that part over there. That's
The intercooler sticking out, yeah.
Yeah.
The headlights look vaguely appropriate, as does the grille. Unfortunately, they don't fit.
That's
They
the
don't
trouble.
fit the front of it. Wing mirrors look about correct. The rims, I see you haven't bothered with.
No.
Well, those are
still-
kind of
I
our
just
trucky
noticed the gun. Even in Texas, I think you'd get talked to by the police for that.
For having a Browning medium machine gun on the roof. 50 caliber machine gun.
The horns should
Oh,
be,
just look at the back.
much smaller and just above the grille. The fact you said, just look at the back, the tyres are colossal.
Yeah. I couldn't do anything about the back, so this is what I went with.
Of course, it's fit. What's this?
This is real
It
life.
wouldn't fit anywhere else.
This is a clipping
What?
problem. It's a clipping issue.
So I had to fit it center. There's only one brake light, and that's a center light.
Why did you put them at either side?
Because it wouldn't fit.
Those are indicators.
Why didn't you put them brake lights here and the indicators just below?
Because they would clip through.
Also, no points for that because they should be down here.
Yeah, I couldn't fit them there either. Not to say if it's down there, you couldn't see it.
I think 3 out of 10.
Say 2. What? Wing mirrors in the right are good.
And he's got some door handles
And
on it.
door handles.
If it's raining, the only way to drive
Although-
this thing is at your own responsibility.
I don't bother with the wipers anyway because they're a pain in the arse.
Mm.
Although I'd like to point out, tow hitch is entirely irrelevant because it's a tipper truck by the looks of it.
Yes.
No, you can still tow things behind it.
Yeah, you'd also, if you
Yes,
used a
then-
tipper, you'd squish whatever you're towing
Yes,
behind it.
Whatever's inside when you dump it out will end up on your cargo.
No, you attach it behind it, tow it to a location, detach, and then tip.
To drivetrain.
Also, Texan flag, Texan horns, Texan gun.
UK
British
plate, yeah.
I'd say the. Hang on.
I don't know
One
what's
of
with
the
that.
exhausts is appropriate.
It's the fact he's missing the second one, yeah, I didn't say anything about that. You chose twin exhausts on the engine, it's only got one exhaust on the back.
Oh, I forgot about that.
And you're not allowed to fix it, is it? So,
Yes. 5-speed manual.
Yep.
Still thinking it would have a manual gearbox. As many speeds as possible. Yeah. Gearing's a little off. I mean, you'd want the top speed to be about line to be about there. That's where your peak power. Somehow you're getting wheel spin.
It's rear-wheel drive.
You haven't got enough power. What the actual F?
What?
It weighs a ton.
I know it should weigh a lot more.
he's only got a 200 kilogram engine in it.
True, but yeah, and also you've got a 2-litre engine in a 1-ton vehicle, and you can still only manage 12 miles per gallon.
Mm-hmm.
Turbocharged engine as well.
It's 160 horsepower.
Mm.
Top speed, about right. Automatic lock. Personally, I'd go for manual locker. You say this was rear-wheel drive or four-wheel drive?
Rear.
Rear.
Rear-wheel drive. Radials, medium compound, no. Should be hard long life as it's a commercial vehicle.
Or chunky
Or
off-road.
chunky off-road. It's meant to be venture off the beaten path. Immense tyres, yes. I'll have to get to that. I don't have the strength at the moment.
Steering, slow speed steering is what I was indicating there.
Chronic oversteer.
A drift truck.
Somehow it still thinks it's a heavy delivery, heavy utility delivery.
Yeah, but those are the best stats.
Now I'm going to be properly anal and quibble your tyre diameters. In the UK, at least, sort of HGV or sort of big heavy-duty truck or coach tyres, the rims are 22.5 inches.
Mm-hmm.
So if it was 22 or 23, I would give you a point, but they're 18s, so I don't. As well, rim diameters way too small. We'll let another moped bugger off past.
Come back when you get a Harley.
The tyre sidewall is way too thin. Way too thin. Magnesium rims!
It is. You wondered why it's so light. See some of the other options he's done.
Oh god, we're getting the brakes. Back up. Okay, brake balls. That's about right. Just above grip. Solid 3 piston discs. Solid disc, 1 piston. About the right size. As he hasn't bothered to touch the brake bias.
No.
We get in full marks for the brakes? Or are we going to take one off for the brake bias and pad type?
Yeah. Because if you've been doing it properly, you match the brake bias to weight distribution. And again, as it's a commercial vehicle, that would be the pad type would be minimum. If you want it to be cheap, and as because you have enormous wheels, you can fit enormous brakes.
Yeah, you have really, really low quality but gigantic brakes.
No under tray, no active aero, good. He hasn't touched brake flow, but
He doesn't need it.
doesn't need it.
Are we not going to say anything about maybe an off-road skid train?
You're high enough off
really.
the ground, you don't need it.
Okay.
You've got enough. I mean, you got quite a bit of ground clearance. Also, you want everything to be easily accessible, so when you do bang it, you can just
Yeah, that's
hammer
true.
it back into shape or bolt something new back on. Bench seat at the front, basic interior with a basic radio. Some sense from Dents.
Hey,
Never thought I'd see the day.
Yeah.
fuck off.
Language, Dents, language.
I can say it in Hungarian.
No.
Hydraulic power steering, yeah. Not enough power for traction control. Standard 60 safety.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a truck. In the US, trucks don't really have much in the way of safety standards.
They don't need them.
No, they just flat whatever they come across.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think the safety standards more usually tends to what refers to what's in the back. Is it strapped down properly? Is it a big tanker full of flammable fuel? But the cab, yeah, drivers are replaceable.
not really. There's a
Suspension.
driver shortage in the US at the moment, but
They're still replaceable. Standard springs, gas monochute. There's no real penalty for going for twin tube. There's no real advantage for going over gas monotube. Although it's, I suppose, quicker engineering time, increased sportiness, increased comfort, cheaper.
Twin tube is cheaper. Is the one that's cheaper than gas monotube.
Oh, twin tubes.
Gas monotube is the one on the left.
Yeah, sorry. Twin tube costs less. Yeah, you lose a bit of sportiness, a bit of comfort, which doesn't matter. It's half the engineering time. Anti-roll bars are just anti-roll bars. Has
Utility
utility preset.
That's my recommendation.
And he hasn't messed with any of this.
No.
Not really.
Or the ride height.
No.
Normally when I do it, I like to have these lines be roughly the same shape and roughly following each other. At the moment, the back back axle quite out of tune with the front, so it won't be very comfortable going over bumps.
And degrees roll angle.
It's a truck. You're not going to be. It's not going to go that fast. But normally they do have fairly solid suspension, so once you load it up, it's not going to roll quite as much.
Yeah.
2 3/4 meters wide. 2 3/4 meters wide. It's very short. Meter after all.
Right. Also, I have calculated the points he gets. The entire vehicle we're going to mark out of 64 due to the number of parts, components, and a couple of the tuning settings. Dens has scored 34 out of 64.
Yeah, that's usually better than I usually do.
75% is a pass.
Yeah. It passes in uni.
Technically, university's 40%.
Yeah, well, we're getting lots of 40 in this sort of thing. 40% isn't really acceptable.
No.
75% is putting as a pass. 3/4 of the points.
Yeah, because the thing is, on a lot of the decisions, you only had 1 or 2 options.
Yes, some of them
So
I
you
have
didn't
excluded
really have
from them.
any. You couldn't bolt it up.
Yeah. So these were based off the choices he can change. So yeah.
About the right size, the wrong chassis. Half of it is acceptable panels. Front longitudinal, rear wheel drive.
There are places you have scored 0, like for example,
Not too bad.
0 out of 4.
Gearbox 5-speed manual. Leaf springs front and rear is good. The weight confuses me. It should not be a ton. Hello. We have a joint.
We have another member of our studio audience now, ladies and gentlemen.
Studio is a really generous word to describe this location.
Works of the joke.
Yeah, that should be.
Does it?
That's at least
Yes.
5 times too light of what it should be, at a minimum.
But people,
Engine way too small. Nowhere near enough power. Nowhere near enough torque. The block's made out of good material, out of correct material. And the head, no. Turbocharger, yes. If anything, you want economy turbo rather than performance, and the fuel economy is abysmal.
I mean, it still drives.
You've made some good decisions in places, but they're mainly where you had no other decision, and it looks god awful.
It would sell in one part of the US.
Oh no! In terms of looks, yes, it would sell in Texas. When you tell them, oh yes, it's got a 2-litre engine, they'll walk out the showroom.
And then when you tell him it's a 2-litre V16,
well, if it says V16, oh, interesting. It's 2 litres. No, that would walk off.
yeah.
And we say, oh yes, it only weighs a ton. They'll be confused. So have a look at detail stats. Let's see.
Haven't
It
Has-
can't
It
can't tow anything.
it can't carry its own
It can,
minute
it can carry
half its weight.
it can carry half down the back, not bad. It can't tow for shit. Power to weight ratio is atrocious. Weight distribution is expected.
It gets a tenth of its own weight in rear end lift.
Now for the next episode when you try and fix this.
It doesn't go fast enough to
No.
worry about lift. Atrocious coefficient of drag as expected. Brake fade as expected. Distance, stopping distance would weight nothing, so as expected. Quite a lot of roll. Cornering G.
To put it
shouldn't.
for comparison, the off-roader we made for Dents weighs 800 kilograms more than this.
Yes.
The hatchback we made for Twonk is 200 kilograms heavier than this.
Top speed's about right. 0 to 60. Well, it should be about twice that for a truck. I'm disappointed, but I'm not surprised.
Yes.
Probably the best way of putting it.
Good.
We're gonna having on that note for the end of this episode.
And on that disappointment.
And on that terrible disappointment, it's time to end. Thank you very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe.
I might be back.
You will be back, as we've got to record.
Yes, but you won't be making anything else.
Yes, maybe.
Oh, why not?
Well, we see how this goes.
Have you not been paying attention for the past half an hour?
No, that's how I designed it.
You keep going, I'm going to chloroform you with my own armpit.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen.